Hi everyone. Well, this is not a usual scheduled live stream, and I just wanted to come on here real quick and just make some announcements. Um, After last night, I had to make a few decisions, and so it's all good. Nothing bad is happening or anything like that. And forgive my somber mood. I'm just kind of been kind of this quiet space. Haven't talked to anyone in a while, so um, that's maybe I guess what you call it, permeating uh, through this through the stream right now. Anyway, I'm just a little bit more relaxed than usual, but I wanted to just come on and let you guys know that just gonna take a break for a little while, at least a break from the open lines and the interviews. And but it's definitely not going to be a break for me otherwise, because I'm doing a lot around the house and needing to maintain the day job so I can continue doing what I need to do. And so it's a combination of different things. One, even though I do them very rarely, obviously, compared to maybe some of the other channels out there. I mean, Wednesday and Friday, let's face it, it's really not that much. But it's what a lot of people don't see. It's the thousands and one thing on my schedule to be added. And so and all the other things that I'm doing, including this, it kind of just just it becomes a bit too much. I just feel like a bit stretched thin mentally, and you know um, I wish it would work physically to be a bit stretched thin, but that's a different issue. But anyway, so I didn't want to kind of burn the candle on both ends, as they say. And so I'm just wanting to just kind of take a little break. As some of you know, I've been kind of, I guess for lack of a better word, prepping. And this is not to say, everyone run for the hilt, something's happening, but there's some things that I guess are just because of where we live in the woods in general. I just need to basically do the job that I usually do, and I've been kind of slacking on it, like getting enough wood for the winter, and because we use wood stove for that, and just getting everything else in order before winter starts in general. Whether there's something coming down the pike that's that could last and affect the economy a lot longer or not, I have to do those things anyway. And in addition, it would just give me a little bit more time to, I guess, just again take a break, and I will be looking ahead, and the few interviews that I have scheduled, I have them rescheduled and working on rescheduling specific days for November. And so anyway, that will continue. Then I'm hoping to get more people, reach out to different people, and of course, I always welcome your guys' suggestions. If you send me an email under ufohub.net and send an email to that the very bottom, you see a little contact tab. You can fill that form out and just send me some suggestions, and hopefully with specific addresses and specific websites that I can reach out to these different people that you're interested in, and ask them to come on and be a guest on the show, and do the interviews in the manner you guys are used to, and give you an option to also ask them some questions. So anyway, but I feel like I just have a lot going on, a lot of things I have to do, and I just feel like I would serve all of you better by just coming back, stronger, I guess more focused and not so distracted. There's a lot of things I need to fix up in here as well, and it's just so many things on the line. So, I don't mean to be, making light of it, but let's face it, based on what most of us know deep down, ET contact is not going to happen anytime soon. And as much as some of you out there hope, and I don't mean that in a negative way, but it's just the fact of life. As I've said yesterday, after I was done with talking to Sally, and she did some numerology readings for all of you guys, I basically got into the the conditions for contact, and some of the things that have been happening in my life, and some potential things that I could see and find information on, and I pointed those out. So I think it starts around open lines. Yesterday's open lines. It's I don't even know, open lines 51, I think, or UFO Hub live stream 51, and it starts roughly about 1 hour in. So it's basically the dialogue that I gave is about an hour, basically right after Sally hung up. That's when I started talking. So anyway, I figured this would be a lot better to do. I have to be honest, it's kind of a lazy approach too, because then I don't have to sit and edit the video. Whatever you see, whatever goes out live is what immediately gets recorded. So I don't have to worry about having to render things out, re-upload it back online and whatnot. I figured I can just sit down, jibber jabber, give you guys a quick message, and kind of see you guys next month. But let's see who we have here. Juan, how are you doing? Stacy, how are you? Christy, oh no, was just telling my friend how much I love you. Open lines, I understand. Come back soon, miss you already. Yeah, no, I'm definitely not. It's not gonna be over with. I'm going to continue open lines and then doing interviews. In a way, that's a lot more content that I've been putting out before. Before, I would pretty much. I would only manage to scrounge enough money and really organize one big trip, which was usually the Ozark Mountain UFO conference in April. And so I would schedule then all the interviews during those 3 days, and then I would record them all and then edit them and periodically release them. And so that would pretty much be the 5 to 8, depends on how many people happen to be able to do an interview. That's how many I would put together, and that's what I would put out pretty much until next year again. And those were the interviews that most of you saw, where it's just the person sitting in this dark void with just a 2-angle camera on them with some lighting, and just them basically sharing their story. And so anyway, by doing this, there's definitely a lot more for those of you who are, looking for more of, I guess, on the entertainment end. But I always urge you to not look at it in those terms. I know I understand, because I sometimes look for some information that I find intriguing, that maybe motivates me or whatnot. So I understand that feeling, but know that all kinds of work that you do is always, starts with you and ends with you. Whether it would be an understanding of ET contact better, wanting to make contact yourself, whatever that would be, it requires a lot of work. And it's all that boring and tedious work that most people don't have the patience for, which is always just self-reflection. Why did this happen? Is it going to happen again? All these things, just reflecting back to you, telling yourself this story of exploration, that then slowly but surely you get to a point to where you're at peace, and you find it that it's not so much, it's not a urgent thing anymore like it used to be, to have contact, to understand that everything in this universe is about you and how you go about living out the life as this one aspect of God that you all are. And it's basically just you coming to terms and recognition of that. And so whatever else is happening out there, it's just simply, you're playing a game, and the game is a game that has consequences. Pain, death, love, joy, fear, you name it. And so, and most of us played well, and we play it until, I guess, there's nothing else to be played out, and then, we leave. We leave the stage, as just to paraphrase, I believe, Macbeth from Shakespeare. And so anyway, whatever is happening, it's an exciting thing. and it can be, all these emotions that I just mentioned, but just always keep that in mind that, you are here to play this game and play the game as the individuals that you are, that as Stacy, as Christy, as Isa, as Joanna, and everyone else that's in the chat, and anyone else that would be watching this in the future, you're playing that game as that individual aspect of God. And so, just go about whatever excites you the most, because it's that excitement that best represents of who you are. And that's the only thing that I can really recommend to you. That would be simple to do, simple steps that you can take to move forward and go about learning, go about life in general. And so you'll attract all the information you need to know, and you don't always have to be kind of be in the dark that, oh no, you're missing out. Oh no, you don't know what's going to happen. You don't know if you're going to be safe. All these things that we always tend to go more onto the fear aspect of things. So just kind of relax, do the things that you as the individual being that you are would do, what best represents you, and you will never be wrong in that way. You will always attract exactly who you need to attract, be exactly at the right time, at the right place. And so, don't let the ego mind, trying to pre-plan everything, because it's the dumbest part of the whole being that we are, and it's this part that's supposed to, help you and keep you here in this reality and be a powerful tool, but it doesn't know everything, and that's when you need to pretty much go from here to here and just kind of, feel the situation wherever you might be, whatever it might be, work related, relationship wise, in every other aspect of your life. So that's, I guess, in short, that I just want to leave you all with. So no worries. I still be here, November 5th, and I'm hoping to, start out strong. There's an interview that I wanted to do, and I don't want to say anything yet because in case something changes, but it's someone who I respect very much, and he's been at this for quite a long time. So I'm looking forward to talking to him. Hopefully some of you will log in and get to ask your own questions and, hopefully find some answers you're looking for. But, there's plenty still on UFO Hub. As I've always said, there's enough videos, more than enough for you to understand what this general game is about. Why we are all here, and to give you at least an inkling how, if you really need that ego step, 1, 2, 3 step, how to go about doing what you need to do. And so just because a video is older, it doesn't mean that it's outdated or the information is not accurate. So I hope you check it out. And as always, if you like it or don't like it, either way, I hope you hit those buttons and just trigger the YouTube algorithm some to let it know that there's something here that others are interested in, and that helps with, at least for YouTube. As you all know, I've been looking to expand to different platforms. I've also been considering doing maybe like a 2-parter. I don't know how well it will go because that will also require some more work and testing, but what I'm thinking about to do one aspect of the interview on YouTube and then finish that up on YouTube, and it's also simultaneously going on Twitch. And so then I would finish on YouTube and continue on Twitch with more, I guess, unrestricted, uncensored content, because there's been quite a few channels lately that have been having issues with YouTube, and so now they're really cracking down. They're cracking down on a lot, on anything else that you might say, that they don't agree with. And I think you guys can connect the dots and figure out what those are. But as far as I know, a lot of the different channels that I know and respect have switched to Twitch, and they can just talk openly, and about not have to censor themselves and use code words and any of the other bullshit things that they're having to do, but yet we're supposed to believe that we're living in a free society. And yes, I understand YouTube is a private company, but it's funny how as a private company they use all the powers of the Constitution to create a platform and have that power to make it theirs in the way they want to make it, but yet then they turn on those very principles that allow them to build up the platform for what it is, to turn on those principles and go against them. And so that's something I was thinking about. I've seen it done before. I'm not quite sure how it would work. So I would do some tests and obviously figure it out before I start doing that. But I'm encouraging you highly to check out. I have the links in the description below. I have the Twitch link. I have the Rumble link, and then the podcast link. And at least on Rumble and the podcast, hopefully soon I will be putting up more of the interviews that I've had, podcast, the voice version, and then of course on Rumble, the video version. And just building that up more, because sooner or later they're gonna, because the thing is, in order to truly, I think Jordan Peterson said it, best. In order to think, you have to risk of offending someone. And only when you truly are thinking and having a open dialogue about certain things, only then can both sides really know what's on the table, what we're talking about, and then come together to a conclusion, right? Whatever the subject happened to be. And so if you constantly have to censor yourself and guess and let the person figure out what your code words are and so on, it takes away from that open conversation for it to, just flow freely and not have to always watch yourself or what you're saying. And so, it would be unfortunate because of simply all the work that I've done. If something happens to where they finally had enough and don't like it and pull the channel, I don't have another backup channel on YouTube, but I'm hoping that Twitch would be that platform, and then if and when I can ever achieve on that level on Rumble, to also be able to stream on Twitch and Rumble. And so that way, what I set out to do, a long time ago, 8+ years ago, it will not end, but just transform on different platforms and keep going. And so, because that's the part that I'm, I guess you can say, maybe preparing myself about, so that when they do, finally said, okay, well, the algorithm picked this up, and then they always do everything retroactively, right? When you're not on their radar, you can pretty much keep posting, but then if something happens, something is said that triggers the algorithm, then they kind of almost scan your entire channel. And then they even go back for years and say, haha, we found a video that we don't agree with, or it's not part of our policy, and find any reason to either take down the video or take down the entire channel, which is also very dishonest way, because all these different videos were created under the policies that they had at that time. And so if they change their policy, you cannot go back and judge something that was done under entirely different rules. But yet in their dishonest way, that kind of makes sense to them. So then they retroactively go from whatever your latest offense was, they go all the way back and just find whatever it is that they can use basically against you, and then use it as an example to take down the channel or just a video. And so that's something that YouTube has been doing for a while. And it's I don't know, I've been supporting and my family generally has been supporting this channel since the beginning. So it's not like there's this great wealth on YouTube, and however much they pay out per month, I spend most of the time on the whole family going out for dinner, and so it's not that much of a big loss. The only loss would be the people that want to know the certain information, and I'm hoping that they are also willing enough, even though they're in this comfortable spot, to preemptively branch out and check out Twitch, which is my case, and Rumble. Of course, there's some other platforms, but I have to just concentrate on those very few that I've researched and I found to be, good enough to what I'm doing. And it's basically the ones that don't censor, the ones that don't go back on their words yet. So, because YouTube at one point was great, and then we all seen what's been happening. So, yeah, I think that's pretty much it. So I just wanted to come on, tell you all this. Let me see what you guys got going on in chat. Isa said it's important to have a quote or two for cold country winters. Yes, for sure. And Joanna says, you're very much appreciated. Look after yourself and your family. Well, I mean, at the same time, I hope you guys, take care of yourselves too, especially in Australia. I mean, at least for what I've seen, it's not looking good. But I hope wherever you are, that you are safe and comfortable, and not, I guess, not in this hectic place that's at least represented by some of the videos that make their way to the United States and the rest of the world, because all of Australia from our outside perspective looks like a huge prison right now. So I'm hoping that you are safe and wherever you are. Isa, prepare for your family for the winter. Yeah, no, for sure, especially for the little one. Miss Tammy, a nice shirt. Thank you. Tim Fall said, I think most of us are feeling that urge to get them, Thimn. I'm sorry, maybe you misspelled something. I'm not quite sure what you mean. Ruben says, the open lines reminds me of Dolores Cannon Metaphysical Hour. Yeah, it's a lot of the metaphysical hours that she had recorded all the way up till 2014. I've been editing and posting them on the channel because that's my day job, working at Ozark Mountain Publishing. So I'm very much involved in that aspect. So anything that you see graphic wise, edit video wise, all of that is basically just done by me. And so I'm very proud of it. And I say it with pride because it's just so happened that it's worked out perfectly for where we all live, which is very much deep in the woods, that not a lot of people would be willing to travel from these different cities or different places just to come and and do that job. And it just so happened that I happened to be at the right place at the right time to just offer them all my know-hows, whether it be taking pictures, editing video, editing photos, IT, fixing computers, whatever the company needs. Excuse me. She said, things taken care of, hit the wrong button. Okay, got it. I see tinfoil. Blue Omni, wishing you best while you take a break. Yeah, a little break from all here, but I'm gonna miss you guys. It's after a while when people keep coming back and checking out the different just watching the different interviews or whatnot, I get to know quite a lot of you. So it does feel like I'm constantly coming back to a group of friends, and just always look forward to seeing all of you again. And at least that's the effect it has on me, because my perspective of all of you is obviously different than your perspective of me, because unless I get to interview you on Skype, I just see you by your username and by voice if you're on Telegram. So Label says, what you got to do, wishing you well in all that you do. Cool shirt, thank you. King Leo, I guess, whatever the sign means, was that cool or whatever? I'm sorry, I'm not up to the, I know it's an older expression, but I guess I just never happened to use it. Maggie says, this may be timely to take a break right now. Probe Revealer says, don't worry, security team had that problem, but he's back. Yeah. And Cross Sign, Isa again. Probe says, if we put all the people true witness together, then you would have more proof of the truth than any government UFO secrets. Cross Signal says, see you whenever you get back. Chris says, love your work, glad to have found you, looking forward catching up while you take a break. Yeah, thank you, Chris. So Joanna's answer says, some parts of Australia extreme like Victoria and as you see it, but other parts are still along the coast is still fairly free. Thank you for your kindness. Yeah, it's, it's kind of, it's such a weird thing, for something that, I think I mentioned this before. You have all these nations, right? They're supposed to be sovereign, individual nations with their own peoples and laws. But yet in this almost one world order type way, they're all reacting and doing things exactly the same way. And what's interesting is that China was the first one to lock down, this communist country that's, the ideals is supposed to be oppressive to its people and not representative of a republic, right? And, for some reason, all these open societies and democracies, just automatically adapted a communist technique and said, this is what we're going to do for all our nations, right? And it's like, it makes no sense. The first time to really then approach this as a free nation and really shine and truly show how that can be done, they just looked at the, one of the oppressive nations on this world and says, we're going to do that, and that makes absolutely no sense to me. Pendulum says, I watch all your shows. Thank you. Thank you for that. I appreciate it. Maggie, I saw Mr. Phoenix MUFON. You help replace that. Oh, thank you. Well, I try. I don't know how Phoenix MUFON handles their stuff, but I know the MUFON in St. Louis, Missouri MUFON, they always brought in also part of their meetings wasn't just chatting amongst each other, but also bringing in people that were more open to different approaches to look at the context scenario in different ways. But then after a while, it just kind of reverted back to the just pencil and paper and just nuts and bolts type way. And so I think there was just either a shift or actually a whole change in leadership. I don't know exactly what had happened. Cross Signal says democracy. Most people that, we all say democracy, but when you look up the definition of democracy, it's actually mob rule. And it means whatever group is the largest gets to make the rules. And if you are in the minority, you basically have no protections. You are at the mercy of the mob. And that's why the United States, for example, and I'm sorry, I don't know much about Australia, but it was always a republic, which means you can lose an election and be in a minority, but you still have a core set of rules that still apply to you, meaning you have the right to speak freely, you have the right to bear arms, you can't, there needs to be a plausible cause for the cops to search you, can't just search your property, you need warrants, you have the right to not incriminate yourself, to plead the fifth, all the amendments that were given. So that way, even though you are in a minority, you're still protected. In a democracy, true democracy, you don't have that. And I don't know why people often use that. Politicians use it, they use it interchangeably as if that's supposed to be some kind of a cool thing. But in reality, nobody really would want democracy. It just means mob rule, whichever group is the biggest makes the rules. Right, Maggie said you can still promote your stream on different channels on YouTube. Lots of backup channels now. Right. Well, see, but then I don't know if you mean backup channels on YouTube as well. I don't want to be running, on YouTube from channel to channel and then just wait for the next takedown. It would have to be an entirely separate platform, and like I said, I don't want to keep repeating myself. Twitch and Rumble seem to be the ones to least least control and censor people. And plus, they have, excuse me, they have streaming options. Where Odyssey, for example, is also a platform, but you can only upload. Where Rumble, they're getting into the live streaming, so I can't wait till that becomes a bit more worked out. Because a lot of these pages, people sometimes they come in with a lot of expectations because they're so used to YouTube, so they want to switch to something that's exactly like YouTube. They forget that YouTube had years and years to build up, constantly changing and evolving and getting it to be the way to the level that it is now. And so if we invested our time and money in all these different platforms, they will become that. They will be that too. And so, for example, like this stream right here, I'm also simultaneously casting on Twitch. And so I find the Twitch stream to be a lot cleaner because YouTube, I don't know, whatever they're doing, even while it's live, the picture's still hazy and grainy. Well, Twitch, they immediately give me the quality that I'm sending out. And it's pretty high signal, high quality I'm sending from here. So they really do you justice, especially for someone that does put in the time to put in good audio, good audio and good video. They display it in that manner. Okay. Yeah. Maggie says, oh yeah, separate channel, not another YouTube channel. Viewers leave as well. Yeah. Well, you see, I understand that it's, I'm not saying like stop using YouTube. I mean, you're your own person. You do, I mean, talking about in general, do as you see fit. It's just that when you have something you love and then they take it down for seemingly silly reasons, why would you want to then support them, right? Why would you want to support them? Because now you're getting a very limited point of view. They're basically turning into the mainstream media to where now what used to be readily available on YouTube, you're only getting a very small portion. And so they always blame everything on the algorithm as if somehow an entire YouTube is run by AI, and that very well may be the case, but I've written to them several times and I always bring up the same point. It's like, I understand you have the algorithm, but you have a person that instated these and instituted those rules that now this algorithm is acting upon. That means you can change those rules to begin with. Instead, they just have this fallback answer. I'm sorry, it was our algorithm. It was nothing here, and there's nothing we can do. I was like, so you are run by the Borg, it's gotten so ridiculous with some of these answers that they give. Yeah, Label 369 says we can Twitch and posting from Twitch. Yeah. Now you guys on yes, on YouTube can't see it, but I have this is how I get my forms. I get YouTube and I get Twitch as well. So that's why when sometimes people leave comments while I'm live on Telegram, they they leave comments in on Telegram itself, and so I can't see it because it's all my the program is taking up an OBS running the Telegram portion, the voice portion, and so that's why I just have the screen to where somebody's on Twitch or on YouTube, and I get to see what they're writing. Um, Prober Prober is saying my grandma, who was a very true Christian member, could never lie. Okay, she had seen before World War II a huge cylinder ship landing straight down. Well, I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, there's been a lot of sightings, especially during World War II and the Foo Fighters and all of that. Okay. All right. Well, yeah, I didn't mean for this to go on this much longer, but I hope you all get the picture, and I hope you take care of yourself. I truly do, because wherever you are, we all will be in our own shoes, so to say, and whatever whatever might be happening would be happening differently to all of us, because we're all in these different situations. So, in either case, I do hope you just take care of yourself, your home, your family, wherever you are, and basically then with me taking care of what I need to, and hopefully you do as well, then we can all meet back up November 5th and start this back up bigger and stronger and more focused, and you know just continue doing what we're doing and having fun, because I certainly have a lot of fun, and so I hope you do as well. This is labeled is formerly Lottie, by the way. Okay, that's cool. Sending you all love. See you soon. Take care, Adnan. Thank you, Blue Omni. Okay. All right. Well, so November 5th at 7 again, starting out immediately with an interview. And so if anything comes up that I feel like is urgent, whether it's UFO or not UFO related, I'll come back on again and at least put that out there. And I'm hoping that it will be useful information. Maybe by the time I tell you, you might already know. But just just like I would with any friend, if there's something that is urgent and I need to speak about it, I will do my best to come back on here, and let you guys know. So, yeah, good night. Thank you again. See you guys November 5th, and I hope you take care of yourself. Bye.